Every day, millions of Filipinos hop on these colorful, crowded vehicles to get from one place to another. But how exactly do they work? Welcome to AC Transit, a channel where we talk about transit from the Philippines and beyond. Today, we're covering one of the most iconic vehicles in the Philippines, the jeepney. Let's get straight to it. The method of operations of jeepneys today took inspiration from the autocalesas of the American colonial period, a term which was coined in 1910. The autocalesas used to operate cheap imported cars from brands such as DKW in Germany and Austin from the US and the UK as share taxis for a rate of 2 pesos, which is now 1,099 pesos per hour. Over time, local companies eventually began production of those autocalesas in the Philippines or began modifying imported cars to meet the demands of Filipinos. The jeepney in its modern-day form, however, gained popularity after World War II, when surplus US Jeeps, hence giving rise to the term jeepney, were modified for passenger use by adding metal roofs for shade and adding long benches for people to sit on. They were also decorated with vibrant colors and designs, and with many chrome-painted ornaments to make them stand out, highlighting the creative, vibrant, and resilient nature of Filipinos, who, even in the face of a devastating war and being forced to use makeshift forms of transport, find ways to be happy and to make the experience more lively, colorful, and exciting. Initially meant as a temporary solution to the ailing transportation system of the Philippines, which was completely destroyed during World War II, over the years, they eventually evolved to be a popular and cheap form of mass transit in the country, with iconic companies like Sarao Motors and Francisco Motors leading the way in terms of mass-producing them through assembly line manufacturing. Jeepneys are the lifeline of Philippine transportation, operating in almost every city, town, and rural area. Here's how they work. First, jeepneys follow fixed routes, which are usually indicated by handwritten or painted signs on their windshields. These routes connect key locations like markets, schools, residential areas, and business districts. While there are no strict schedules, jeepneys run frequently, and drivers wait until their vehicle is full before departing from a terminal. Passengers hop on and off at almost any point along the route, often tapping the roof or saying "para po," meaning "please stop," to signal the driver. The fare is affordable, with rates typically starting at a few pesos for short distances and averaging around 20 to 50 pesos for a regular trip. Payment is a unique process. Passengers say "bayad po" and their destination, then pass their fare to the driver through a chain of other riders, while change is passed back in the same way. It's a communal system that relies on trust and cooperation. The drivers, often referred to as manong or kuya, play a dual role as operators and maintenance workers. Many own their jeepneys and spend mornings inspecting their vehicles before hitting the road. Despite their vital role, jeepney drivers face significant challenges, including rising fuel costs, heavy traffic, and long working hours. However, jeepneys are facing a crossroads. The government's Jeepney Modernization Program aims to replace traditional jeepneys with modern, eco-friendly e-jeepneys. These jeepneys feature a slew of modern amenities to comply with regulatory standards and to improve passenger comfort. These include a different seating layout, increased vehicle height, CCTVs, integration with the beep fare payment card in some jeepneys, speed limiters, GPS, and Wi-Fi, again only in some. While this program addresses concerns like pollution and safety, it has sparked controversy. Many drivers cannot afford the high costs of upgrading their vehicles, which range from 1.4 to 2.6 million pesos for modern jeepneys, a far cry from traditional jeepneys usually costing below 1 million pesos. This led to protests and strikes, most notably from groups like Piston and Manibela. In addition, drivers will also be forced to join cooperatives rather than being able to operate independently. The lack of coordination, government aid, operational challenges, and lack of public awareness regarding the program have also contributed to the unpopularity of jeepney modernization. The modernization push has also raised questions about preserving the cultural significance of jeepneys. Will the new e-jeepneys with their standardized designs erase the uniqueness that make jeepneys so iconic and the vehicles that symbolize the resilience of Filipinos for generations now? In response, some companies like Francisco Motors have offered jeepneys that retain the traditional design of the jeepneys, but with most of the new features of the modern e-jeeps intact. These jeeps are also meant to be affordable relative to the modern jeepney, costing only around 900,000 pesos. However, these are still not gaining enough traction due to the lack of government support, the lack of available production centers, and the failure to produce them en masse, greatly limiting their use relative to modern jeeps, which are manufactured by big companies like Isuzu, Hino, or different Chinese brands. Now for some personal insights. I actually think that jeepney modernization is a good thing. In the most idealistic sense, I even believe that jeepneys should eventually be phased out in favor of buses or trams. These alternatives offer higher passenger throughput, improved safety, and more predictable timetables and stops, making them far more efficient compared to jeepneys that stop anywhere, often contributing to traffic congestion. However, given the realities of the Philippines, its infrastructure, economy, and unique transportation culture, this vision is unlikely to happen anytime soon. That said, modern jeepneys and the establishment of jeepney cooperatives are definitely steps in the right direction. For me though, the bigger issue lies in the fact that most modern jeepneys aren't actually produced locally. While companies like Del Monte Motors and Almazor produce the frames, the majority of the components, engines, transmissions, electronics, and even entire units, are imported from foreign manufacturers. This is a missed opportunity for the Philippines to boost its local automotive industry. By investing in and supporting local companies to produce fully Philippine-made jeepneys at a lower cost, the government could have created jobs, reduced reliance on imports, and developed a competitive automotive sector. Such an approach would not only lower the financial burden for jeepney operators, but also bring long-term economic benefits to the country. This modernization program could have been a chance to combine sustainability with national progress, showcasing Filipino ingenuity in creating eco-friendly and efficient vehicles. It's disappointing to see this potential sideline, but it's still something the government can pursue in the future. After all, the goal of modernization shouldn't just be about improving transportation, it should also uplift the people and the industries that rely on it. All in all, whether as a practical mode of transport or cultural icon, whether traditional or modern, jeepneys are a testament to the creativity, resilience, and unity of the Filipino people, who, despite the substandard natures of most jeepneys, are still willing to take them every day to work just to make money for their families. Next time you visit the Philippines, don't miss the chance to ride a jeepney. It's more than just a trip, it's an experience. What do you think about the future of jeepneys? Should they modernize or remain the way they are? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching AC Transit, where we explore transit from the Philippines and beyond. See you in the next one.